ghost stories? Hell no. Hey everybody, it's your girl Kiki once again with another video, another review. My glasses on this time. I gotta really be smart for this one. We're gonna talk about Unsolved Mysteries, the Ghost of Tsunami episode. I think this is the second episode or the third episode. I'm not doing them in order. I'm just doing them in the order of importance, I guess. And the order of the ones that I'm going through. And the series is only six episodes this round. It's volume 2. If you have not seen it, spoiler alert, so switch off the video and come back here and we're going to talk about it. This episode, Ghost of Tsunami, if you don't know or don't remember, about 2011 there was a 9.0 earthquake in northern Japan. And in northern Japan, I don't want to butcher the name of the city or the province, so I'm not even going to try. You can look it up for yourself. There was a 9.0 earthquake followed by, which they're on the coastline. Anytime there's an earthquake, it starts with a tsunami. And tsunami, basically, the plates underneath the ocean moves. It pushes the water up to like a huge wave in a wall. And then it comes, and douche, and just comes. Anything in its path, it's going to destroy, and it hits landfall. Causes flooding, mayhem, disaster, death. I mean, a tsunami, I think they said the waves were 131 feet. Almost 19,000 people were dead. Over 15,000 that were confirmed dead, and over 2,500 that were missing. I remember when this happened, I was at work, and I got an alert on my phone from CNN, and I remember I switched to CNN real quick. And they in the episode of Unsolved Mysteries, they show like the live video and the devastation, and they do some of the stories. One of the stories they have is a man who actually survived. He got swept out in the middle of the tsunami, in the water. He got swept out. Somehow he survived. Then another touching story that was very sad was a man who found his daughter hanging in a bamboo tree field, and he said it looked like she was just sleeping, And then he found his wife 3 miles away, and then he found his baby girl, his baby daughter. They had passed away. So it's very sad. Natural disasters are nothing to sneeze about, and it's very sad. So it gives you some, the episode gives you some backstory about the tsunami and about the things that happened. And then it goes into a monk. Like I said, I'm not going to butcher his name. I think his name is monk is Kaneda. Like I said, I'm bad with names. And so this man, he is a monk. I don't know what, they don't specify what kind of monk. Is it a Shaolin monk? Is it a Buddhist monk? Didn't really say, so they didn't really specify. It just says he's a monk. Sometimes they call him a reverend, I guess, so people in really international audiences can kind of get some frame of reference of what he does. He's a holy man, so for this purposes, we're going to call him a monk, because that's what he is. And this man has been a monk. Him and his wife, they have this, I'm assuming it's monastery or shrine. Maybe Shinto religion. I know a little bit about Japanese stuff. Just a little girl. I'm a little international. And it just, it starts out just normal. Then I'm thinking, okay, it's Unsolved Mysteries. It's a ghost story. Okay, let me give you the skinny. Okay. I do not like ghost stories. I do not watch ghost movies. I do not watch YouTube ghost stuff unless it's during the daytime. When nighttime comes, I don't watch it. When I was a kid, the Unsolved Mysteries ghost stories for the original show, hosted by the greatness known as Robert Stack, they used to scare me to death. Okay, I would have nightmares. Like the old Unsolved Mysteries ghost stories, those episodes was live and lit. Like you could see like apparitions. Like they would break down the story, and the reenactments on the original Unsolved Mysteries are flawless. This new Unsolved Mysteries, it's not very scary. The reenactments are not very scripted. It's just kind of like you see people that are supposed to be, this is supposed to represent these people. They don't talk. You don't really see their faces. I don't understand why they even have these half-ass sorry recreations in the first place. But anywho, I mean, I guess I'll take. I guess it's better than nothing. No, but these half ID channel recreations, I'm not checking for that. I love the show, but I ain't checking for that. I mean, you gonna go all the way. I'm tired of seeing the backside or the side of somebody walking that's supposed to be this person in costume. It just cheapens it to me, so I don't like it. But I that is it's one little slight critique. But he talks about like after 3 months after the tsunami that people started to see dead people. They explain one lady who explains that she's a bit more sensitive than others, that some people can see the ghosts and some people can't. They have a sociology, they have a professor. There's a journalist who wrote a book about the ghosts of the Japanese tsunami. He researched for many years. There's stories about taxi cab drivers, which taxi cab drivers, they always have some weird, creepy story anyway about people getting in a cab saying they want to go somewhere and they look behind them and nobody's there. We've all heard those tales before of people picking up hitchhikers or taxi drivers picking up people. And so these taxi drivers have been paying the fares because they drive to these places and these people disappear and they've been paying the fare. They've been paying their fare. So it's been pretty well documented. This episode to me was interesting, and then they get into a lady by the name of Amy. Let's say her name is Amy. That's the name that they give her. And she is claimed to be possessed by certain spirits after the tsunami hit. She channels the spirit of a young girl who had to let her brother go, and that was heartfelt and heart-touching. And then she just tells about other spirits who are unrested, unquiet. And they give like little anecdotal, little ghost stories here and there. It wasn't really scary. What I got from this episode was a sense of the Japanese view of the dead, which they don't see the dead as going somewhere else. They don't do grief counseling because they believe if you go to grief counseling that you're going to forget about your loved ones. I know just from learning about Japanese culture that they have a great reverence for the dead. They just consider the dead just to be on another side, another plane. So their beliefs, they don't have any there's especially in the Providence where the tsunami hit, it's a smaller Providence. It's a more conservative, they're more religious there than I guess would be like, main the main part of Japan where you're talking about like Tokyo and stuff like that. So these people were a bit more, it was fishing community, smaller community, and so they're a bit more superstitious and religious. Just like here in America, the smaller cities, people are much more fundamental and conservative and Christian. But it was just, to me, it was just a very interesting and sweet way of telling about Japanese culture. And I didn't know, one thing I didn't know is that they don't bury their dead. They cremated them. So they had to bury these bodies and then dig them up and then cremate them. And that was very like traumatic. And just the trauma that people had to deal with. Some people I was reading online, people lost their whole families, like grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, kids. Like some people were just really left alone. And do I believe in ghosts and do I believe in spirits? I don't know. The jury's out. It's my personal experience. I've seen and experienced things that I know logically. You try to explain with your logical mind, right? Your rational mind. But girl, child, don't get me. I'll run off this video. I heard something in my room. There's nobody in my room but my cat, and he's snoring. So I heard something. Okay. Anyway, I'm this is real. This is real right now. But I heard a creak. But it is windy outside, so I'm just gonna chalk it up to the wind just rattling my windows. But I am a widow. My husband did pass away. My husband knew that I was deathly frightened of ghosts. I told him before he died, I was like, please don't come back to me. Please, please don't. You can come back to me in a dream. You can come visit your son, but just don't come back to me because I am deathly, heart attackly afraid of the paranormal like that. But I'm obsessed. Like I don't know, but I'm obsessed with like ghost movies and stuff. I find all that fascinating. But then I watch it, then I get scared. Like even talking about it right now, I'm going to get scared. So I don't know. The jury's still out, but um, yeah, the Ghost of Tsunami episode is definitely, worth a watch. Like I said, some of the Unsolved Mystery fans have been disappointed because it wasn't creepy like they wanted to be. It wasn't scary, it wasn't creepy, and them old episodes is creepy and scary. They still had you up at night looking around going, okay, all right, come on, ghost, come on with it. But no, it wasn't creepy. It was more poignant and sad. And some of the ghosts are lost and looking for their homes. And of course, the whole area got just buildings and neighborhoods destroyed. And some of the people feel like the ghosts are lost. And then this one lady's just telling the ghosts that they're dead. They don't realize that they're dead. They're looking for their families. So it was just more sad and poignant than anything. And it's an episode that I'm just like, ooh, I need a whole video to talk about because as somebody who has lost a loved one close to me, it was a kind of a hard episode to watch. To just see the sadness and the look of loss on people's faces. People become haunted when you lose someone. Not haunted like ghosts, but haunted emotionally. It's hard losing someone close to you, especially if you feel like they're gone too soon and you didn't have enough time. So, and yeah, that's something that is very near and very dear to my heart. Something that I struggle with every day. Loss is something that I think you just live with. You don't truly get over that person. I think, and then when you have a child with someone that you have a child with a spouse or a partner, you see your grief through your child. And so I've had to experience that and deal with that, and not only handle my grief, but then handling the grieving process for my son who's young, who's a child. And so that has definitely been challenging, been hard. But Ghost of Tsunami, I hats off to you, Unsolved Mysteries, for doing it in a respectful way and pulling in the audience and explaining things and not just going all full like ghost boo 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 boo. It wasn't a creepy pasta kind of thing. It was more of a cultural, respectful people dealing with loss, and maybe seeing these things as a way of coping and dealing with loss. So like, share, subscribe my video, and I will catch you hip cats and hip kittens later. Peace.